Hey folks, it's Jim. Today I'm going to go over silver and its algorithm, pre-crash and post-crash for the markets. Back here is where our pre and post-crash were, and then we see an irrational bubble of silver, and now we see silver and gold all the way back down. Okay, sorry about the screen, but I'm doing this off my computer. Now if we'll notice, this line here, okay, over here we can see 10 and 15. Okay, we've dropped below $15 an ounce, right? Now this is the SLV. This is not the spot price of silver. All right, this is SLV. SLV usually runs between 50 cents and $1 below spot price for SLV on the market. This is an ETF, exchange traded fund, and we're using Yahoo's financial screen. Okay, now if we'll notice, okay, this is 15, this line up here, and this is 10 down here, okay? If you'll notice, we bumped along pre-crash in 07. We bumped along 15, and then we dropped down, and we were back up close to 15. Then we hit a bubble in silver, didn't we? We got a surge right before the crash. Okay, now here is October of 08, all right? But you notice, there's the peak pre-crash. $20.42 an ounce. Okay, then we crash back down to right below 10. This is where I started buying in 08, and I bought a lot. Okay, I bought both SLV and I bought physical silver. For those of you who think they can find me and rob me, my physical silver is not at my house. It is in a vault with a lot of other people's, and it is well armed and guarded. Okay, so don't bother trying to find my house. There's nothing here. Okay, I'm not an idiot. I don't keep things in my house where I live and make YouTube videos. So, but anyway, that's just a thing. Also, I'd like to say a disclaimer. I'm not a financial advisor of any kind. I am simply a prepper and a person who studies algorithms and things of that nature. I have no financial advice experience whatsoever. I'm only sharing my experience things as I see them on this channel. So that is my disclaimer. You need to make your own investment advice, seek out a professional, do whatever. Okay, but this is Jim's experience. Okay, now we can see pre-crash we bumped along between $10 and $15 an ounce. Right now, our national debt is almost doubled. Since this time, we were about $10 trillion in debt. Now we're $18 trillion in debt, and we're back below, almost down to the price where we were only $10 trillion in debt. So that's kind of a neat idea too, right there. Okay, that's something I'd like to share. We're back at the same area, trading range now, when we were $10 trillion in debt, or the dollar was $10 trillion in debt. Now we're $18 trillion in debt. We've dropped below the 15 mark, and that is now my buy signal. Okay, I'm starting to dip my toe in the water. But let's get back to this point. Okay, pre-crash, we surged all the way to $20 an ounce. Then we dropped below 10. Okay, I was a serious buyer here in the markets, ETF funds. And now you'll notice here's where it begins to get crazy, right? And then quantitative easing, okay, that's quantitative 1. Now quantitative easing 2 kicks in, and look what happens. Silver goes all the way up, right? Okay, let's try and pull out. You can see that algorithm that's going on, but now look what's happened. Now silver just begins to drop. Okay, I was a seller all the way up. $23 an ounce, $33 an ounce, and $43 an ounce. I sold lumps of silver and got rid of it. Now I'm dipping my toe back in the water because we have dropped below my buy signal of 15 an ounce. Why? Because that was our trading range pre-crash at $10 trillion of debt. Now we're back in the same trading range at $18 trillion of debt for the U.S., right? And the dollar is extremely levered. Okay, but here's something that's going on as well. And the reason why I wanted to show you this. Here we have quantitative easing. Now we have Fed tightening. Okay? In other words, the money supply is going to withdraw. What happens every time in history with stock markets when the money supply was withdrawn? That's what caused every crash in every stock market around the world. Money supply dries up. That's what the Fed is doing right now. They're tightening, right? You've heard of that. They're probably going to tighten in September, October, which means they raise interest rates and withdraw the money supply. That causes market crashes as well because liquidity in the markets begins to dry up. In other words, all the banks that are getting this free, cheap money easy money right now, that begins to dry up, okay? So, and they may have to go to quantitative easing again, which means we go deeper and deeper in debt. So anyway, this is why I'm doing the video. We have hit my buy signal. So now I'm dipping my toe in the water. However, I'm also looking possibly for a market tank, just like we saw in China. And our markets, if you'll notice, are going down while the dollar strengthens, right? As the dollar's been getting stronger on the world market, okay? If you'll notice, right, when the stock markets crashed, there was a massive sell-off. Why does this take place? Because sovereign funds and big funds, big stock market funds, okay, they're in long positions. Once those stocks start to crash, they have to start selling liquid assets. Same things with short positions, okay? If the markets go up, they have to sell liquid assets like gold and silver to cover their short positions. It's the same thing. So when we have massive market turmoil, gold and silver begin to flood back into the markets. And that may be why we see good old silver in this pre-economic calamity with China going on, and now our market's going down. Russia's market is down. It's about halfway from where its low was. So on and so forth, okay? So we still see silver ticking down. Why is that? Interesting, isn't it? Okay, so this is why we have to study these things. Why is silver now dropping below 15 at 13.95? Okay, that's on the SLV, obviously. Okay, silver is about 14 an ounce, 14.50 an ounce if you're buying physical silver. But this is why I use the SLV vehicle. As the irrational pumping begins and we start climbing this mountain here, I'll be selling as we go up this mountain. I'll be converting back to dollars while the dollar's strong and the Fed's tightening. And then I'll be selling, right? And I'll be buying hard assets, right? And hopefully before we start this ski slope again, if that should happen. If we have a currency exchange, this slope is not going to happen. It's going to occur against a new currency, not a dollar, okay? So I don't know what's happening. Again, I'm not an economic advisor. I'm just a person who protects his own assets, okay? Or backside, whatever you want to call it. But study your algorithms. Know your algorithms. Know what you're doing. Don't listen to people on the internet, okay? And don't listen to me. Look all this stuff up for yourself. You can find this, again, SLV. Type in SLV, all right? And follow it. Okay, study this algorithm, what it did. Okay, here's pre-crash over here. And then we started our stock market crash. Silver went down with it to below 10. Okay, and then it took off on a ski slope, straight up. And then look what it's done since. Boom, and that was in 2011. We hit that peak there. Everybody who was a buyer after 11 got on the train late. Look what happened to them. They all lost money, didn't they? So try not to be in that group. Be wise, be smart. But I just wanted to share, we have dropped below my buy signal. Okay, so now I'm starting to trickle in again, full well knowing we may have a stock market calamity coming up. All right, I don't care. Trying to catch the falling knife, I got super lucky here, and I know that. I should have been buying here. Okay, but once it tanked to that, it was a no-brainer. I had to buy. It was irrational sell-off due to the market and the pressures in the market. But I just wanted to show you how that worked back then. I don't know if it's going to work now, but look how low we are already. Here, we were $10 trillion in debt. Here, okay, we're getting to almost the same price. We're $18 trillion in debt. That's why my buy signal is going off. Okay, so I just wanted to share that with you. Again, I'm not an economic advisor. I'm just Peaceful Prepper Jim. Okay, so at any rate, I just wanted to share this with y'all. Be wise. Don't listen to people trying to sell you stuff out there. Most of these people who do their silver channels, they're trying to pump and dump silver. So know that and be aware of it. Try and listen to people that have experience. Study your algorithms. Know your algorithms. It's your responsibility. It is your life, Charlie Brown. Okay, just like everything I do on my channel. I'm not an advisor, instructor, and I'm nothing. I'm just a guy out here, okay, who has a little bit of knowledge and information about his own life and experience with life. That's all I am. And you, my friends, must get this experience as well for yourselves to protect yourself and your family. And that is the wise way to do things in this life. Don't listen to people, watch what they do. And algorithms, like I've shown you here, an algorithm of, almost 10 years, is a good way to see how things behave. And we've been through a crash during that 10 years. If you haven't watched the video on there that on my site that has the caption "Pray for America," please watch it. The guy who wrote the book, The Harbinger, he basically narrates the whole book in 1 hour. You get the gist of his whole book right there, and you get it for free because he posted that, I'm pretty sure. So he wants the word out there for people to understand and see what's going on. I find it absolutely entertaining first and foremost. It's well worth an hour of your life. But two, very eye-opening and awakening with regards to my personal spirituality and my beliefs. Again, take what you want, leave the rest. It's up to you. But I strongly recommend that video too, and that's why I'm showing silver, because I think something's going down in September, October. I have had that gut feeling. Now I've read The Harbinger, I've watched this video as well, and that's why I posted it on my channel, because I like the way he presented it. Don't stop in the first 20 minutes. Stay with it. It will get very interesting after about 20 minutes. I don't think you'll be able to stop if you wanted to. He does a pretty good job on it. But yeah, I think something big is going down September, October that none of the governments of the world can control, or maybe it's what they intend to happen. I don't know. Either way, something's going down this year, and that's my opinion, and I'm sure a lot of you feel the same way. But again, don't be irrational. Stay calm. One who's dominated by emotions tends to lose a lot of dough for irrational decisions. All those people buying on that steep upslope in panic, it was too late. So again, that's why I'm posting this video. A lot of people didn't get that message till it was too late. Silver has just dropped below what I believe is a good buy signal. In other words, it's almost the same price as pre-crash. $10 trillion of debt on one side, $18 trillion of debt on the other side. We're getting a hard asset at the same price. That right there is sound logic due to algorithms. That's it. Algorithms and numbers. Nothing else. And that's what I use. I keep my little scientific calculator is always with me. One of my best friends. So anyway, I'm kind of a hippie nerd, but, be wise. Don't listen to panic people. Don't listen to emotionally charged people on this stuff, especially with finances. If you're emotionally invested in finance, you're screwed from the get-go. I got to tell you that. That's why the Bible talks about not being emotional with regards to all of this. Be logical. Think things through. Watch algorithms. Know history. Know what happens. And I will tell you this. Every time before a stock market crash, major crash, even in the Depression, the money supply tightened. What is the Federal Reserve doing right now? Well, they're about to tighten the money supply by raising interest rates, aren't they? Think about it. All that free money that they've been pumping into the markets is drying up. So every time this has happened in history, there's been a market crash. So I want you to pay attention to that, and I'm sharing this. Again, I'm not an economic advisor. I'm just Joe Blow, who's sharing his experience, strength, and hope with you. I don't know what's going to happen. Nobody does. None of us do. Only the mega wealthy that are in control of this whole train know what happens. But I will tell you this. When they tighten money supply, the mega wealthy know how to get rich, don't they? They have done every time. The Kennedy fortune went from $4 million to $110 million during the Depression. So did a lot of other super wealthy people, okay? A lot of people became billionaires during that Depression because they were smart. There was a letter that flowed through the mega wealthy. Boom, 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 boom. It told exactly what was going to happen to the mega wealthy. It was a memo sent out to all of them, and they knew exactly what to do, and they dumped and they bought back at pennies on the dollar the same stuff. That's the way big business takes over industry and has done it all along. So pay attention to these algorithms. Know these algorithms, because we're about to head into another one, and that's my serious message to all of you now. I believe we're hitting all of the signals for a new algorithm that will be historical. So pay attention. Know what you're doing. Be wise. Don't let your emotions affect you. Just do what you need to do. Experience, strength, and hope. Jim out. Sorry, I got a bug here. Be well.